Let's do this shit. This is Doc's Fantasy Corner. It's episode 5, but it is week 6. This is your host, Doc, coming in for what seems to be a crazy week just due to the standings. I'm wearing a New Jersey Devils jersey plus a hat which is not only old but doesn't quite really do the job. It's not a great hat. I'm not gonna lie, but we're rooting for the Devils. I had the hat. It's old. I dug it out. This is Doc's Fantasy Corner. This is what we love. This is what we're here for every week. I just want to talk about something real quick with this league. This is the first time in fantasy football that we've had parity quite like this. It's not often. I mean, we have one 4-1 team. We have only one undefeated team. We have one team that's 1-4. We have a couple teams. We have one that's 2-3. Let me see. We have 4 2-3 teams, and we have 4 3-2 teams. The parity in this league is just absolutely next to none. It's something that is very much it needs some love. It needs to be watched week to week. Just getting back into a little recap for last week for you guys. Obviously, this is something that week to week that you guys have to look forward to. Doc's Fantasy Corner, the matchups, and I'm just gonna kind of break them down for you real quick. The recap for week 5. Obviously, it didn't go as planned for me last week. Ended up dropping my third in a row. Team Dinkelberg beat P-Word Destroyer 69-420 by a score of 187. It didn't pause. Sorry about that. I thought that I'll try to edit that out. But Dinkelberg beats P-Word Destroyer 69-420 by a score of 187-102. M. Spade, a.k.a. Chase, You Are the Man, beats Hig Harry Saulback, Team Meaty Balls, by a score of 176-143. T-Law's Luscious Mane versus Team Sean Murphy. Sean Murphy, you have to change your name, buddy. That's a stinky name. But you fucking lost 136-125. Keeping it real, you lost by a solid 11 points there. Suck on My Chub versus Brady's 8th Ring. Suck on My Chub, great team, ends up dropping one here. A much-needed drop for the league, if I should say so myself. If that loss doesn't happen, the parity that I mentioned earlier is not a thing. So, Suck on My Chub loses to Brady's 8th Ring, 151-131. So a solid 20-point win margin there. Eckler Hardly Knower beats the worst team, by far the worst team. He outscored me this week. But this is by far the worst team in our league. By far, I think, the worst team in the league. He's 1-4. He's the only 1-4 team in our league. Eckler Hardly Knower beats Team Franny Fantasy by a score of 175-103.78. So that just means we're getting ready for the matchups, baby. So a couple things for the waiver wires, just real quick. Gotcha. The waiver wire pickups. So just looking at it, it looks like we had. I thought it was Devin Booker, but Devin Booker is the basketball player. So, but Team DRP picks up Devontae Booker in place for Cole Beasley. And then we got Sean Murphy picks up Higbee in place for Kenyon Drake. Team Sean Murphy picks up Heineke, the QB for the football team, in place of Brandon Ayuk. Pat Stewart, Brady's 8th Ring, picks up Bengals defense in exchange for Patriots defense. Meaty Balls, Team Hig Sari Ball Hack. You get the idea. Picks up Zach Ertz, drops Trey Sermon. Same team picks up the Colts, drops off Raheem Mostert. M. Spade picks up Herbert, but it's not the Herbert. It's not the Herbert that you should be picking up. I'll just leave it at that. Latavius Murray in place for A.J. Dillon. M. Spade picks up Hubbard in place of Sony Michel. Meaty Balls, Jerick McKinnon in place of the Colts. And then P. Stu picks up Boswell because his kicker is apparently on IR. So, couple of housekeeping things for you guys. Not really a whole lot to report today, but we're getting into matchups. It's matchup time. Officially, it's matchup time. And just leading off the pack here, I'm going to get into it hot with a matchup that I think is going to be really a. It's going to make the league a lot closer, I think. This is obviously Chase, You Are the Man, Mark versus Team Franny Fantasy. So Mark versus Franny. And looking at this matchup up front, these are two of the worst teams statistically in our league. And Fear Boners, Cayman Wentz, these are two of the worst teams. Obviously, I like Mark's team. I think Mark has a good team, but statistically, just the point totals, just the wins and losses. But I'm giving the nod to Mark this week. So obviously, two great quarterbacks, Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. Mark's got Derrick Henry. He's got DK Metcalf. He's got Jamar Chase. He's got Schultz, who actually turns out to be a pretty good tight end, but I think Dallas is just balling out. I think that's kind of what it is. But he also has Hardman in his flex. I'm not big on that. But looking at the other side, Team Franny Fantasy, the only players he has are Patrick Mahomes, DeAndre Hopkins, and Amari Cooper. Devontae Smith got him a humble 4 points. He has Noah Fant, decent player, not a great player. He has Darrell Williams, not a great player. And he has Miles Sanders, who is not getting touches and only got 8 points. So not a good look for fantasy. Not a good look for Franny going into this matchup. But I'm giving Mark Chase, You Are the Man, the nod by 9.5 points. In fact, Mark's actually I'm giving 9.5 points, and Sleeper says this is going to be a blowout. Almost a 30-point or 20-point blowout is actually what Sleeper predicts. So trying to keep Franny in it as best as I can. But we're going to just get into this next matchup. You got a couple good ones for you today. So next one. This has super playoff predictions. It's going to be a really important fucking game. This is Suck My Chubb versus Dinkelberg. Literally, it has playoff implications. I don't know any other way to put it. You just look at these two teams, and I think they're the two best teams in the league. Obviously, I beat Suck My Chubb first week, and then Dinkelberg beat me last week. So just looking at that, it definitely makes it more interesting. But when I go down the list, I look at the matchups. Ryan Tannehill, first Suck My Chubb, but also today's a big day for Lemon, so I can't hold this against him. But Ryan Tannehill has got playing. He's got Nick Chubb in. Nick Chubb's out today, by the way. He has Williams, who is not a great running back too, but he has him in. He has T. Higgins. He has DJ Moore, who's probably his best player that he has playing right now, outside of Travis Kelce, obviously. So his three players today are Tannehill, Kelce, and David Moore. He does have Keenan Allen in his flex, something to watch, but Mike Williams has been getting majority of the targets this year. So something to keep an eye on. But that's why I'm leaning Team Dinkelberg today, because he's playing a healthy Tom Brady, who has 18 points already. Then he's got Antonio Gibson as his running back 1, Najee Harris as running back 2, Mike Williams. So you got the other LA receiver there, and Mike Williams has just been. He's getting 16 targets a game. So when you're getting that many targets, you're going to catch a couple balls, and you're going to put up some good fantasy points. I think he's probably the best fantasy receiver this year, which is crazy, because who would have thought Mike Williams would be the best fantasy receiver this year? I certainly didn't. Cooper Kupp, good player. Darren Waller, and you got Edmonds in your flex. But because Chubb is listed as out, Lemon, I have you losing by a score of 12.5. So 12.5 is the spread for Suck My Chubb versus Dinkelberg. This is not my game of the week. It was going to be, obviously, if Lemon would have set his lineup, but he must have forgot. Paulie, I'm giving you the win by 12 points, but you're gonna win probably closer to like 25 according to Sleeper. So we'll just have to keep an eye on that. Next matchup is T Law's Luscious Maine versus Brady's Eighth Ring. This is another one that has playoff implications. The parity in this league, every team is either 3-2 or 2-3. There's only one team that's 4-1, and there's only one team that is 1-4. So the playoff implications every single game are they're so important now. You're literally fighting for a playoff spot at this point because especially if things just kind of keep going how they're going, and like the parity is just like teams are just we're gonna need these games. Like these are crucial games, especially for a lot of the guys at the bottom of the ladder here, like myself, who's sitting at 2-3, still having faith for the season. But T Law's Luscious Maine, a nice 2-3 record versus Brady's Eighth Ring, 3-2. So looking at this, T Law's Luscious Maine has Burrow. He's got DeAndre Swift. He's got Zeke. He's got Robert Woods, Diggs, Hawkinson. He's got Justin Jefferson. Great team. Looking at the other side, you got Stafford, you got Aaron Jones, you got Josh Jacobs, you got Tyreek Hill, Mike Evans only got you 4 points, Mark Andrews, Adam Thielen. Great team, Pat, but I'm going to keep this quick for you guys because the fact that Mike Evans only got you 4 points, I think Stephon Diggs is going to get a lot more than 4 points, Pat, and because of that reason, and I don't like Josh Jacobs. I think Josh Jacobs is probably the worst starting running back in the NFL. From a fantasy standpoint, he's probably the worst. So, because of that reason, I'm actually going to give Jim the win, 5.5 points. Keeping it nice and easy and nice and quick for you guys. We got 2 more matchups here to go. So just stay tuned with me. Sorry, I'm trying to get the paper. If it'll pull out. But next matchup here. Another one that has playoff implications. This is a guy that is sitting at 3-2, and he's trying to be quiet about it, even though he wants to be loud. But he's trying to contain himself. He's trying to not get ahead of himself. He knows it's a long season. He's only 3-2. There's a lot of football left to play. But Eckler Hardly Knower versus Team Sean Murphy 0. Got to change the name, guy. Looking at this team, Eckler Hardly Knower. This is another playoff implication game, like I said. Eckler Hardly Knower has 2. He's sitting at 2-3. Sean Murphy at 3-2. So Pinto versus Murphy. Pinto has Herbert, Eckler, Jonathan Taylor, Lockett, Waddle, and he has Darrell Henderson. You know, I'm not big on Darrell Henderson. But he's their only option. So great fantasy move by you, Pinto, to just kind of play him. I mean, I probably would too. Looking at your bench, Gaudet's out for you. Julio's out. I might play Renfro though. Maybe not, because you don't know with. You just don't know. I mean, John Gruden's out as obviously head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. If you live under a rock, that's just kind of the news that broke this week. So it's going to be interesting. I mean, the play calling could be different. We could see a different Derek Carr. They might just say, "Hey, just play football." You have no idea what the fuck they're going to say. So I guess this week probably a good move to not play Hunter Renfrow. But looking at the other side, you got Murphy's starting Heineke. He's starting Robinson, good player. He's starting Latavius Murray as his running back too. But then on the other side, he has Devontae Adams, who's predicted to get 23 points today. Just a beast. Terry McLaurin, he probably has the 2 best starting wide receivers in our league. Very possibly. And if it's not Jim, it's got to be Murphy. But Kadarius Toney, he's got him in his flex. And I'm just not big on Murphy's team this week. And he's not, he's got Kyle Pitts on a bye. Saquon Barkley's out. Russell Wilson is on the IR, so which has never happened before. So, I mean, Murphy, Sleeper's not even giving you a chance. They have you losing by 14 points, but I think because, I actually had you down only losing by 3.5 points, but I'm going to make this larger. Just looking at the matchups, actually, I think I'm going to have, I think the spread, it's closer to about 10 points. It's not quite the 14 points that you're predicted to lose by, but 10 points, 10.5 points is the spread for today, not 3.5. So this is what we're here for every week, baby. This is the game of the week, and I'll tell you why. This is another one that has playoff implications. I'm playing a very formidable opponent. His record sitting at 4-1. He's the top dog in our league. Hig Harry Sawback, Team Needy Balls, Team Matthew Purnell, Team Matty P. He's the 4-1 guy. He's the guy everybody wants to beat. Just took an L for his first time last week. I got a healthy team, baby. Relatively speaking, right? I mean, I don't want to jinx it. Obviously, right, it's not great to have Rob Gronkowski out, but for now, Mike Gesicki's going to do the deal. And I got Kyler Murray. I have Joe Mixon. I have Dalvin Cook back, which is fucking fantastic to have Dalvin Cook back. It is so fucking good to have Dalvin Cook back. Chris Godwin got me 9 points. Not great, but A.J. Brown, touchdown machine waiting to happen. Mike Gesicki's playing right now, actually, in England. Sorry, I'm getting to you guys kind of late here, but he's playing right now, actually, overseas in London. But Leonard Fournette, Thursday night Lenny, getting me 30 points. Getting me 30 points. Let me start off with a humble 47 points to a mere 12 points. I think I'm going to beat Matty P this week. There's no way I don't. I'm definitely going to beat the socks off him this week. Zach Ertz already played, got him 12 points. Good for a tight end, but no, I'm winning this week. I'm going to be 3-3 after this week, and the spread is 12.5 points. I think it's not even going to be close, Matty P. I like you. It's just nothing personal. It's fantasy football, baby. And I'll tell you what. I'm going to be 3-3 with like 4 people after this. So this is going to be huge, and I need this win so bad. So there you have it, guys. That's the matchups, or those are the matchups, I should say. Week to week, day in, day out, I'm writing down all the waiver wire pickups, or should I say, Sleeper is writing down all the waiver wire pickups. Has everything for me. I can just read it off here. But of course, I like to prep myself. I like to see what this way I can kind of breeze through it as quick as possible. But this is Doc's Fantasy Corner. This is where you can come to get all of your fantasy football information for the league. The best league in the world. The best, the top, the dog. This is Fair Boners Came and Wentz. This is your fearless leader and host of Doc's Fantasy Corner, Doc. Hope you guys tune in next week for episode 6, but week 7, obviously, because I missed week 1. But take it easy, guys. Have a great football Sunday, and I'll catch you on the flip side.
I walk the streets, same one since day one. I
Never give up, never give up.
and put the record on repeat. I thrive on beats and funky psychedelia.